Okay, guys, I'm gonna start off with the fact that I don't believe words are important. Words signify something. A definition comes with a word. Words define. Okay, what I'm starting to say is I don't believe in courting. I mean dating. I choose courting. Maybe that's old ancient for you guys, but I think it's the best, especially in modern day times. Courting is very important because dating comes with a lot of modern day obligations that I don't think should be considered in today's society. That's why I'm taking young men back to courting, young ladies back to courting. They cut out taking somebody out to a dinner. You don't have to take nobody out to dinner to court them. You don't even know them. But that's the term I want to start with. Red. He said red 9 red flags on dating. Right now, you know my principle. I don't do dating. I do courting. And the red flags. I watched the video. I agree with most of them. But I'm gonna critique this video as a reaction video, and I want you to know what do you think. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Come, let's start this video off now. Kevin Samuels.
My job is to make sure that each one of you looks good, smells great, and is your best each and every day. If you like these kind of videos, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for our future live stream and video updates. Hit that bell. It's hard out here for a pimp. Guys, let's be honest. If you're going to date in today's world, 2017 going forward, the rules have changed. But instead of getting into all the reasons why, let's talk about some things going forward. If you watch my channel, you've already know I'm all about guys first. When men are the best versions of themselves, the world is a better place. Men, know what you're worth. Have some standards because you are the prize. A woman reaches her peak of hotness at 25. Guys, if you can survive the 20s into 30s, you can demand everything. When you're out there grinding, building your business, not getting caught up, not having babies out of wedlock, not getting married too soon or at all, you're going to become more valuable. As you start to build your career, build your business, just do you. You're going to be an attractive man on all kind of levels to so many different women. Guys,
Totally agree with that statement. If you can get through your 20s and you get into your 30s without no kids, if you have one kid, you have to wait that period out. If you know you're not going to marry that person, you have to wait that period out. That's 18 years. So if you get a kid at 20, at 18, you got 18, you'll be 36. Still prime time, uh, but you by that time you know what you're looking for. You worked out here. You paid child support. Or if you're doing the right thing, you pay your support. You take care of your child. You become more mature, responsible, going through about raising a child. Now that child is of 18, you can regain yourself and become the ideal self that you want to be for the woman that you want. If you made a mistake, everybody makes mistakes. I'm not saying a child is a mistake, but everybody do things when they're not prepared for the outcome they're looking for, not looking for. So that's for us. A lot of guys are young. Their testosterone is high, and they're moving fast, and they make mistakes like the young ladies do too. But in America comes with in the world, but definitely inside America as a capitalist nation, it comes with a lot of responsibilities that young people don't look at, especially young males, because of the immaturity level. So I like what Kevin saying stated here. So this is on topic. Let's continue on.
a lot of times that'll be the first time guys experience any success with women in mass. Yeah, we've all dibbled and dabbled a little bit here and there,
Right.
but typically guys don't experience the same level of success that women had when they were teens and in their 20s. So, here's some things that guys need.
Okay, I'm gonna stop on that. I want to catch that topic when he says he just went over there. Women in their prime, 18 to 25, 18 to 25, 27. They experience the world is their oyster. Every man is looking at that. Older man, younger man, men their age. So when you're looking at this is where everything's the the world is their oyster. They are the pearls, the diamonds, the rubies. They are in their prime. But it's a point when re- life takes in, they got to move into that responsible age, or they're gonna miss that period because, as you know, after you get about 35, pregnancy becomes very dangerous. And after 40, at 40, it's done. You're done. You know, menopause setting in, start to set in. I don't know the direct age, but it's pretty late for that. So they have a short period window. Men have a longer window as they age. So 18 to 25 to 27 is the women's prime years. This is when they should get married. But this they're in their most beautiful state. Not saying when they get older or not, but as far as productivity, as far as traditional family models, this is the prime time. Okay, I just want to expand on that.
Need to watch out for when they're dating, regardless of the size of your pocketbook or your dreams or aspirations. And ignore these things at your peril because just like all the great men of
Yes.
antiquity, the Bible, and in the past, a woman can need the help, but oftentimes the wrong woman can throw a man completely into chaos. Let's get started. Let's start off with this one. She wants to be courted. Yep, she wants to be courted. Now I know there's some guys are probably thinking, hey, Kevin, you kind of talk like a traditional man. What's wrong with her wanting to be courted? Nothing if she's truly a traditional woman. But typically, women want to be courted because they want all the benefits of traditional femininity in gender roles, but they ain't bringing none of that stuff to the table. This is just another way of asking you to simp.
Stopping right there. 100%, guys. 100%. Kevin Samuels hitting out the man, grand slam. This is what I'm talking about. I prefer courting, not dating. This is where it comes in. Courting, dating in the modern times is requiring you to take her out to Ruth Chris, some nice restaurant, spending on her. This is what the modern society considers dating. That's why I come with the term courting. Courting is an old term, and it's about getting to know a person. This person is it's all the traditional values. It's I'm getting to know your family. I'm getting to know your community. I'm getting to know what you how you grew up. I'm getting to know you. I'm taking you to walk in a park. Where you taking me? We're going together. We're getting to know you. Asking me questions. I'm asking you questions. This is all part of development. And if you don't have this in place, then you're setting yourself up for failure. As he said, you, she want all these benefits, but she don't want to live a life of a traditional woman. So in this state, she is playing a game. That's why if you start off with I'm courting you, I just want to court you, I want to get to know you. You're setting the terms right in the beginning, so there's no excuses. Modern day society, they want to date, they want the guy. As Kevin Samuels, the term he used is simply, they want you to spend money on them, they want you to do everything. Why they offer nothing but a look, their face, their beauty. They don't want you. You ask certain questions, they'll spaz out on you. So this is why you take the whole term. I'm looking to court a young lady towards in pursuit of marriage. Set that tone right away. That puts you in the traditional setting. And if she's not, she's going to show you signs. And if she's faking, she's going to show you signs too. So you're gonna be able to see things. It's just how you communicate up front in the beginning. So let's continue on with this.
Very few westernized women deserve to be courted. I say it again. Very few westernized women deserve to be courted.
He said it.
You guys fought for equality. You're my equal. You wanted equal pay. You wanted equal rights, or you need to get equal lefts. You wanted to be courted. That ain't gonna happen. We are equals. Deal with it. Thank feminism 101, your mamas and your grandmamas. This is the world. Ladies, if you're watching, understand this is what men are on the lookout for. So if you asking some guy to court you, what are you bringing to the table other than sex and debt? She's got.
And that's totally what I was trying to say. It was perfect timing. He just spinned out on that one. Modern women got all the privileges of being the same as men. If she operates, if you hear the word independent, if you hear the word, yeah, this is what I want, this is what I need, This is all independent. This is all individualist. She want to have a career. She want to have a job. She wants the place to be the place of a man. She don't think that, but that's her actions. So she's gonna approach you with the way men will approach a lady in a traditional setting. She gonna approach you like that in modern times. She don't view herself as doing that, but that's exactly what she's doing. So if you come into the fact that I want to court you, I'm interested in you, I want to court you in lieu of marriage. That's the beginning platform from day one. So when you talk to your parents, talk to your relatives, what did that young man say? What did he say? He said he's want to court me and pursue a marriage, and he's talking to other women in the same that has similar interests that he's looking for, and he's going to make a decision and will it down to who he totally want to talk to. There's no sex, there's no intimacy on that level, so there's nothing to lose. And if you're not a traditional woman, then that's going to set the tone right there. That's going to set it. You're going to see some signs.
At a 90-day rule or any kind of rule like this, in my opinion. The first time I hear a woman say she's got a 90-day rule, I'm out. The first time I hear a woman talk about this rule or any other kind of rule like that, I'm out. Just like the United States had a policy, we do not negotiate with terrorists. Women can be emotional terrorists. I do not negotiate with them because if you give a mouse a cookie, it'll ask for a glass of milk. She has a 90-day rule. That automatically implies to me that she thinks her vagina is gold, that it's something that gum important that I have to work, strive, and earn for. I don't work that hard for anything that doesn't benefit me. Her vagina ain't it. If you have these 90-day rules, go out and blame all these Steve Harvey type guys who told you guys this foolishness. That is man repellent. Rule on day one, in the other 89 days, it'll be you playing with your cat by yourself. Next, she's a single mother. I'm not going to bash single mothers or anything like that, but bottom line, there used to be.
Okay, I'm gonna stop on this. I'm gonna come back to the single mother part, but let's deal with the 90-day stuff. This is modern time. This is people that sell books and material that catches the imaginations of especially females, modern females, and they sell all that. They make you feel important. That's the whole. It's a lure. It's a marketing technique. Traditional men and men in general do not vibe on that. I'm not waiting 90 days. Period. If if we're moving towards this, I'm not gonna wait on 90 days. I'm gonna wait longer, but I'm not gonna wait because you say wait. I'm not waiting for you. You don't tell me what to wait, and I don't tell you what to wait. You do this because this is what you want to move into the direction of a family, of a marriage. You know what it all takes. You know what the Bible says. You know what the traditional society has said. Your grandparents have said. If you're trying to do all this manipulation, you're already showing uh, where you want to. You're a modern woman with independent values, and you want to stay that way, and you're going to move in that way in society. So it's best that I move on and you move on, and I humbly thank you for the opportunity to get to know you. But this is not what I'm looking for. And you have a wonderful life, and I wish you the best in your bright future. And then you just move on as a young man. Okay, let's continue.
A time when a woman had a baby out of wedlock, it was few and far between. And there was some shame that went along with it
Yes.
enough to where they didn't keep going out and doing it over and over again. Now it's a badge of honor. You as a man are worth too much and too valuable. If you've got your head on straight, you're out doing your thing, working your business, taking care of your business, you should not be forced to pick from a crop of women who've already had another man's children. You should not have to go out here and fight the world, build such and so forth, to come home to a woman that you will at best be the fourth or fifth most important thing in her life. You deserve better than that. I am sorry, ladies, if you've had a child, that is your responsibility. Own it. Own it. And as far as I'm concerned, stay out of the dating scene until your kids are out of the house. You made the choice to have those children, especially if you did it outside of wedlock. If you made that choice, then you make the choice to wear that scarlet letter. It's not.
I totally agree with this. I'm pausing to hear this, talk to you on that. Single parents, single mothers have all talking about package deals. You hear these terms? Get away from it. First of all, if you're a young man with no kids, don't date no woman with a child. I'm telling you, it's a bad deal. I've been through it. I'm in my 50s. I've been through it. It's, I don't care what they say. End of the day, it's going to come as time go down the line. Everything, most things they just said, they're going to go against. Please believe me in the nicest way. Please believe me. They're going to say it in a smooth way. They're going to say it and see if you go for it. But they're going to challenge their pre narrative, the one they told you in the beginning. The beginning narrative is going to totally change a year down the line. Might be 6 months, might be a year, might be 2 years, but they're going to change. And now you're stuck in a situation. Instead, if you are the ideal, she's the ideal, and you're the ideal, both are the ideal. You're striving to find a single woman that has no kids that's looking to get married. That's your goal. That's the ideal. And you're in a position to do that. Do not date a woman with a child. That's not in modern times. If you date a modern woman, you get a modern result. If you date a woman with a child, make sure the child is grown, out the house, meaning 18. You have no responsibilities for the child. Because as Kevin Stevens stated so eloquently, you have, let's say this, she gonna worry about her mom, her parents, her child, herself, then you. See, if she don't have no child, she don't have no responsibilities, them forethoughts, them pre-thoughts that she had to worry about. She had to worry about her parents because they didn't live their lives and they want her to go and move on to her life. So she's starting off fresh. You're getting a fresh under the covering of her father, right under covering you. You get that's ideal. Period. That's what you want. And I tell every young man to look for that. Oh, she having kids? I'm not saying nothing wrong with having a child, but that's your responsibility. You take hold of that, as Kevin said. You got to deal with that. That's your creation. Now you get a man the highest honor of having a child. Now you want to go with another man, so he'll be a second man, and with you, he will not be priority one. He will be second, and then there's that other man still prevalent in the life because till the child is 18, he's still gonna be around, even for the rest of life. The father's gonna be there. You don't have a connection with another man. So yes, I tell any young man, stay away from them. Avoid single mothers.
Not our problem, it's yours. Guys, do not date single mothers. I could write an entire novel on this one. Do it at your peril. Next, she's a strong, independent, fill in the blank woman. For me, you have 3 times to say that. I'm a strong, independent blank woman. I'm a strong, independent blank woman. I'm a strong, independent check, please. I'm gone. Anytime that comes out of their mouth, non negotiable in the sentence, whether it's day 1 or day 300. Because to me, that's an underlying issue that's waiting to burst through. A person who has to say, I'm a strong, independent anything is none of the things she says. It's like if you find yourself having to come into your house saying, I'm the man of this house. You got to say you're the man of the house, there's a problem. If you watch Game of Thrones, when Joffrey says, I'm the king, and Tywin told him, any man who has to say he's the king is not the king. Strong, independent, blank anything needs to be strong, independent, and alone. She believes that men and women are equals. We are not equals. No male and female of any species on the planet are equal. We are different for a reason. I am not going to negotiate your role and my role. If you come into this saying that we're equal, we're automatically at loggerheads because you're not a woman, in my opinion. You're a female. I don't date females. I date women. Just like the men will hear what I'm saying, the males will probably throw shade. If you want a woman that's your equal, you're really giving your manhood up, and I can't help you. For the guys out there who are trying to hear me, equality is not what it's cracked up to be. Typically, women want equality when it benefits them, and they want to be ladies when it suits them. I don't have time for all the back and forth because I'm trying to do what I'm doing. I'm leading, she's going to follow. There can't be 2 captains. Pick your poison. If you pick equality, you'll die a slow death. She's a big time church.
That's what independence and equality I stay away from. If she wanted to say I'm equal as you, I'm much man I'm much man as you. That's a foolish statement. You'll never be. You're a female and I'm a male. Nature. God made me stronger naturally for certain things, for building, children in the dirt. That you was not made for that. You was made to bear a child. I can't bear a child. This is facts. Only a woman can bear a child. A female can bear a child. You have mothering instincts, even you don't even know it. It will come out of you. I don't have mothering instincts. So right there is a divert difference. I'm not playing these games. So Kevin Samuels is hitting on 100% right now. So let's go continue on. I'm totally agree with that. If I hear that independence, um, that's fine. Be independent. I give you a scenario. I had a day young lady went out to dinner. I had a book where I had entertainment. You could buy one dinner and you get the other one free, plus two drinks. So she was saying all this stuff independent. So we got there. She said, I buy my own. Now she didn't know I had a ticket that saved her money and it saved me some money. So I sit there and she said again, she said, I pay for my own. I said, fine. Now I had this thing I was going to do on the side to make sure I take care of the bill. But when she did that, it really turned me off. And I was like, oh, yes, no problem. Wonderful. And the bill coming, 80 bucks, 60, 80 bucks. Ooh, so now you come up at 30 because you're going to pay half, right? 50-50. Independent, independent. So now plus tip. So now you're sitting there with $35 out your pocket when you would have had it for free. But she had like 20 some dollars or something like that cash, and she had to flip between credit card and cash and all this other stuff. And I just sit there and watched her. I was like, yeah, whatever you want to do, plan it off, whatever you want to do. And at the end of the day, I bowl all strikes, and I just never talked to her again. I wish her the best.
Girl. Look, I'm a Christian. I was born and raised in the church. I attend regularly, but big time church girls tend to come with big time church problems. There's no more hypocrisy in dating than in the church because unless she's a big time church girl and a virgin, you're already going to have issues. Oftentimes, big time church girls try to use the Bible as a weapon against the men that they date to hold you biblically accountable for everything that it says a man should be, but yet not hold themselves biblically, morally, or ethically accountable to anything that it says a woman should be. They'll tend to take scriptures out of context, use biblical stories for their own selfish and manipulative ends, and hit you in a place to where you really can't defend your spirituality. That is the height of manipulative, deceptive, this bad behavior. I don't roll with big time church Bible thumpers for these primary reasons. If it doesn't suit you, move on. But you know the kind of person I'm talking about. And if it
Yes, I
does,
do.
comment section
Family,
below.
relatives.
Feel free to holler, because only a hit dog holler. She's got lots of single girlfriends. You ever see a pack of animals roam?
I'm gonna pause on there. I want to hit the church thing. Young men, stay away from these church girls. They got a baby in the church. Stay away from them. And as Kevin Samuels spoke, they do play the game. They do play the game on you with the children, with church. And modern churches is like clubs. And the preachers all on the women's side because they bring in the money. They don't have men in their life. And he's suited and booted, speaking eloquently behind that podium. It's all a hustle. A lot of churches, it's a lot of hustle. So don't even buy the church scene today. I would say nothing. You buy some person that believe in Christ, that's single, don't have no children, and striving to get married. If a older woman in church, asks her, has she had any therapy? Is she going to therapy? Oh, my body. No. Have you had therapy? Relational therapy? Have you had talked about somebody your interpersonal concerns, feelings, what's going on, issues? Have you recognized them? Have you aligned them with reality? Are you just going to church and hide under that? cloth of spiritual religiosity, not spirituality, but religiosity. And I'm just like, if you have done that, I'm cool. I'm cool with you because I'm gonna ask a few questions and get to the key points, and it'll tell me a lot about you. And so I'm with Kevin Samuel on this the church thing. Stay away from that.
Roaming a neighborhood, there's always a lead animal, and the ones that roam, it's all a bad situation. It's a game. Single women who hang out with other single women sit around and talk about single women stuff, and it's typically a lot about man bashing. Because just like most women, anytime they break up, it's never their fault. They never take accountability. Everyone they broke up with is a jerk. So if you start dating this woman who's hanging out with a lot of single girls, she's gonna go back to her friends, and everything that happens good over here, you're gonna be getting undermined with over here. She's got a lot of single girlfriends that she hangs out with, or a lot of single girlfriends, period. Peace, two fingers. You can't win because their strength in numbers and female foolishness is at an all-time high, and we don't need to deal with it. Avoid women that got a lot of single friends. And another thing, women that have a lot of single friends don't typically hang out with women who are in relationships or married because they themselves don't know how to be. They know single. Let them stay single. It's gonna hurt. She comes.
Here's the point. I dated women that had a lot of girlfriends. Over the years, I learned quickly. Just I'm giving you experience. You give me experience knowledge. We're both in our 50s. I'm in well at this time when I'm in my 50s now. He's he's hitting on points. Boom, boom, boom. Young man, young man, young man. Stay away from it. The woman got a lot of women, a lot of women friends, single women friends. Stay away from it because, as he said, male bashing. It's all about that. Are they all going to try to size you up when you come around? Or they're not going to have respect because they feel that you're taking one of their members from their cluster, and it weakens their numbers. That weakens that, I would say, camaraderie. They 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 feel like they're losing something, and they're automatically against you in the beginning. So I just went through all these lessons dealing with a single woman and have a bunch of single friends. And I dated women that were single, had a bunch of single friends, and they missed the single group because now they're in a relationship. They have more the relationship they want to be in is with the single women, for they can do all that bashing and hanging out and women's nights, women vacations, girls vacation, all this other stuff. They miss that more than being with you. I didn't date women like that and seeing that reality. I'm like, oh, you rather be with your single friends than be in a relationship. You prefer that environment over a relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. This is where her mentality is at the time. So I rather cut it off and move on. But if I just would have known what I know now, I would have never messed with her from the beginning because I would have seen. Now that I have experience, I know what I'm will be going into just by having a certain conversation to find out where her mindset is. So I'm telling you, young men, single young men, stay away from that. I'm with Kevin Samuel on that.
From a long line of single mothers, aunts, and cousins. My ex-wife hit this to the mold. I love that woman. She was fine as frog's hair, but when I went her family, 13 of the most beautiful women I have seen in one family, 11 of them were single. And I got to know why. Because they all had that same strong, independent, blank woman strength. They all had that quintessential attitude, dysfunctional group of harpies if I ever met them. Nice enough people when you meet them one on one, but if you have a long line of single mothers, aunts, and cousins, you have generational curses, problems, and things in that family. It will rear its head sooner or later. You don't want to be around either way. The downside is this woman typically has really good sex game. So,
True. You're right, your brother Kevin, you're right. And that's the problem. That's why I say, young man, stay away from them. Because if you sexually get caught up with that person, it's gonna take. It's hard to get away because they know their game. They know their sex game is off the hook. So you got to be very careful of these women. So before you even go there, get away. That's why I say court instead of date. You don't have to. You don't have to. have that situation at all, that physical connection. So court them, get to know them, and you can make that break in your 90-day rule and continue on your life. Because you're looking to start a family early. Because by the time you're 45, your kids should be 15, 13 to 15. Um, by the time you're 50, your kids should be grown, out the house, prime time. If you and your wife, and y'all be looking at grandkids. This is traditional model around that age bracket. Today, women's 50 is still trying to look for husbands. Come on, let's continue on. I'm gonna get off on a tangent, but let's continue with Kemi saying.
Think with your big head, not with your little one. Look at the chips on the board and adjust accordingly.
Chess, not checkers.
Don't even let yourself get sucked in. Ask some questions. Figure out what her family life is like, her family history.
He's
You're
hidden.
interviewing her for a job inside the corporation of you. You're the CEO. Why are you going to bring in somebody who's going to embezzle from the company, sell your secrets, and leave you in bankruptcy? And lastly, she's got a history of broken relationships, especially if she.
You're the boss. You're the prize. Don't buy that illusion. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be responsible for everything. That's when the title gonna come on. You're the CEO. You're the man. You're gonna hear often. You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. But I thought you were modern, independent, and strong, and you could do it. But you're the man. That's what you gotta be mindful of. He's hitting on all cylinders. Be careful. Navigate from this scenario real quick. That's back to what I keep telling you. Courting, not dating. Young men, young men, young men. I'm a male advocate. I'm wishing the best for you. Court. Young ladies, focus on young men that want to court you, not date you. Young ladies, focus on the men that want to court you, not date you. Has a whole different mindset.
She's an 8, 9, or a 10. 8s, 9s, and 10s, every one of their exes were all jerks and buttholes. I've never ever met a woman who's upfront about their relationships in the past and say, you know what, I messed that up. I cheated on him, I hurt him, I did this, such and so. It's always something was wrong with every guy. From high school to college to lifetime, from lifetime to college to high school to junior high to elementary. Each and every boyfriend or guy they've dated
Yep.
along the line was always something wrong with the men. Guys,
Really focus on what he just said there. Women, yeah, women that haven't took any counseling or haven't thought about their relationship, I would tell every woman go back and talk to the man that they dated to find out what did the man really think about him, her now. Once he's clear of you, wait a little while. Once he's clear of you, set up a time y'all could be cool, and if you and he could tell you honestly what he felt about dating you. Then you get an outlook, and you can look at it from that perspective, from another perspective. You don't have to agree with it. I'm not gonna say because most of you guys are not gonna agree with it because you already have your imagination running and what you think. But if you really want to mature and understand the blind and hidden spots of you, your personality from the opposite sex, go back to your exes and ask them how do they feel about your relationship, and they're gonna tell you. If they're honest and they're men, they're gonna tell you. Not boys, but if they're men, they're gonna tell you what they really felt about you in a nice way because they want to have no problems even if you're not together anymore. But nevertheless, what he said about women, women always think it's the man's fault. They never hold accountability for themselves. That's over and over. I have many experiences of this nature from high school, college, working, everything, lifelong living, everything. I just look at because it's not even worth for me to get in a conversation. Once I understand how you're thinking, I leave it alone.
step back from this for a second. Ask yourself, the only common denominator in all of her situations was
Her.
her. If there's always a something wrong with everyone and it's not her, it's going to be you in a minute. Avoid this kind of woman at all costs because all she knows is how to break up. All she knows how to be is in dysfunctional relationships. You're not going to come in and fix her. You're not
Not at
going to
all.
come in and save her. Save yourself avoid her up front. All right, guys, those are just a few of the red flags I look for when I date. Look, I know that there's a lot going on out there and there are a lot of different things you got to ask for. You need to have a list of your own red flags, some definite non-starters, some non-negotiables, some deal breakers that you just won't deal with. Do me a favor, instead of talking about what mine are, let us know what yours are. Hit us up in the comment section and let us know what some of your non-negotiables, non-starters, deal breakers are, so guys can learn how to ask the right questions and figure out what's right for them so they won't.
Right there. I totally agree with that. I totally agree that what you should ask things about her. You should have things that you don't like, and then what you want to do in your life, and how you want this lady, the lady of your life, to be the mother of your children, your wife, your rib. You want to know these questions ahead of time. What you really feel is strong. You want to know what you don't like, what you can't walk away from, what you can't forget. At that, you should be able to forget anything. But what you can't, if you're in a stage where some things you can't forget, it's not because you haven't developed past that. Know that about yourself and ask questions pertaining to that. So don't go in there free willy nilly like most young men do. Always have these attentions. I really want you guys to watch this reaction video. You might get a little more insight from my perspective and also Kevin Samuel's perspective, the original of this material. I'm just reacting, critiquing, and giving some other analysis of dealing with single women in modern times. So let me know what you think about this reaction video. Leave a comment below.